Let's go and take a blast of the past and talk about Brian Austin Green, who's opening about his past romance with Tichina Arnold, aka Pam from Martin. So, um, they both appeared on well, not together, but separate. They appeared on a podcast by the name of Funny Knowing You, and Tichina Arnold appeared on there first, where she basically opened up about being on Martin and the her career in the '90s, and she's still been able to maintain the career. I live for her, and I live for some Tisha Campbell, but she recently did an interview with like I said on the podcast, and she had talked about being her first and only interracial relationship, which come to find out it was Brian Austin Green. Hold on, because now I got to pull it. I don't know. This thing keeps refreshing, which is annoying. So now I have to pull it up because I know the other one's going to do it too. So give me a second, because I want to coincide everything. Okay, so we're gonna pull up the clip of her talking about the relationship over on the podcast and why it didn't work out. And then we're gonna play Brian Austin Green, who showed up a couple of weeks later, or maybe like a week or two later, and gave his side of the story, which I get. I was like, it was cool the fact that he was able to give both people. He got Tichina and he got Brian Austin Green to come on the show and tell a side of the story and things. So I thought it was a full circle thing. It was good to talk about on the show. We're gonna play this clip and then we're gonna come back and talk. Please hold.
I've been in this business all the time. You never fucked around with it.
I dated. Well, I did say I did the actor that I dated.
Yeah.
And the one white guy that I dated.
You dated a white guy?
I sure did.
That's good. How was that?
He was nice. But he was different. But I told him, I said, the reason why we've come to the end of our road, I see you dating all these black women. Now you're dating me, and you're not going to end up with a black woman. You're going to share your riches and your legacy with someone white. And so I'm getting off this train.
Really?
Yeah. And I told you I'm very good with endings. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. But nice guy, really nice guy. But it's just, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. But it was a great experience because he was a good human being.
Yeah.
He was a good human being. And I think in life, I had to experience that. So I know what the other side is. It's just not something that I want. I really love black men. I'm just attracted to black men. That's my natural. It comes down to everything. The pheromones, the smell, and everything.
Yeah. You liked him and he liked you.
We liked each other, but he pursued me. He actually took me on a date. We did the red carpet. He asked me to. I was like, what?
I can just picture you going.
And this is in the height of Martin, too. Yeah, I was like, what? But he was good looking and stuff. Brian Austin Green, very well off. Yeah. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice guy. Oh, and great rapper. He was good at writing. He had a studio in his house. And that was another thing that attracted me to him. He was very musically inclined. His dad is a jazz musician and stuff. Yeah. So there was a lot of commonality there. But he was like the only actor and white guy that I ever dated.
That's what's up.
All right. So, what people don't realize, because let me take y'all back to the 90s. So, while everybody was over here pining over Brandon and Dylan over on 90210, let me tell you something. Brian Austin Green was that boy back in the day. He had that swagger, he had that thing about him. The black girls was definitely falling for him. He was out here dressing with the baggy clothes on, and I do definitely believe Eminem, he was someone who absolutely loved the culture. He loved being around black people. He dated a lot of black girls. But yeah, I do agree, damn, Tichina might have been a soothsayer. She was in on it. I mean, she was on it because she was like, yeah, when you get serious, you are going to share your wealth and your success and everything with a white woman, which he ended up doing when he got with Vanessa Marcel from General Hospital. And then after that whole situation happened with that relationship, because he had a kid with her, I think her name was Cassius, I think was the kid's name. It wound up having a kid with her. And then that relationship broke up. And then he got with Megan Fox, who he said in the interview pursued him hard when I don't think she was of age when she was pursuing him. And it's yeah, there was that thing about Brian Austin Green that the girls was all on that. He had that thing about him. And so I could totally get like why he was like embedded, and yeah, he did come out with an album as y'all saw in the thing, and I think around that time when white artists were jumping into the whole hip hop thing, people really weren't taking white artists seriously because that was the era of like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch and all that other stuff. Child, quiet as kept. Nobody was really taking Mark Wahlberg seriously as a rapper either. That's why it was good that he was smart to transition into acting because the music wasn't going to be working for him. I mean, yeah, Good Vibrations, that was a hot song, but um unless he was going to be a white rapper who jumps into like dance pop or whatever the case was, that that would have probably worked a little bit, him being in the clubs and playing up the whole sexy Calvin Klein dropping your pants, which he did do for a moment. Talking about Mark Wahlberg now, let's transition back to Brian. So with all that being said, then Brian came on the show and told his side of the story, and so let's get into what he had to say regarding what Tichina had to say, and we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
So we ended up fooling around and kind of dating, but it's funny. So the pride that you say in culture and race, like I think coming from Martin, she was very clear in the Tichina, I love you. I love you. She was very clear on day one of like, nobody can know about this.
Really?
Nobody. Like, can't tell people, can't talk about this. And so I was in my early 20s. I was living in a culture that wasn't accepting of me, but there was no way to get out of it because that was just where my brain and my heart were.
Right.
So I was really insecure. And then I have someone who I'm attracted to who's telling me like, oh, you can't tell anybody. I think for me, like it really triggered something of like, oh, okay, I'm not good enough for any of this. You don't even want your friends to know that you're hanging out with me.
You wanted to be out with her.
I wanted to in the beginning for sure. And then I quickly felt like, oh, okay. Just like my love of hip hop and all my other shit, like this is, I have to shut the up and, and sit in the back of the car and like, just be happy that I'm in the car.
Sorry, y'all. I had to blow my nose. But anyway, look, that's like what I said before, where some people was feeling like he was sort of cosplaying in the whole hip hop space. Oh, that's not even the right picture, Chad. He was cosplaying in the hip hop music space. I genuinely feel like he had a real love for hip hop music because I'm reading some of the comments over on Twitter. Some person said this is not unexpected. The 90s were rife with white people cosplaying blackness. Mark Hate Crime Wahlberg started his career that way. Well, Blackbird, I think you are incorrect on all this. Let me see how you look. Well, you look relatively young. So they said Gen X. So well, you still don't know what the hell you talking about. Because while there were a lot of white people out there who were cosplaying, because remember Snow Informer? Remember when he was trying to cosplay as a Jamaican? And for a minute, I thought he was Jamaican until we seen that video. I was like, oh, they got white people in Jamaica doing the patois. It was him. And remember UB40? So there was a lot of white people out there that was cosplaying in the hip hop space. But I genuinely feel that Brian Austin Green was someone who genuinely loved the genre of hip hop. Then one person said, I get it, David Silver was fine on 90210. Another person said, wait till you hear about his co-star Jason Priestley and Holly Robinson Pete. Oh, well, I do love me some Jason Priestley. First of all, I saw him in a movie. Damn, I forgot what it called. I think it was called Trackers or something or another with Corey Haim. He had a little minor role up in there, but I was like, oh, look at Jason Priestley when he was young. And they said he apparently only dated sisters back then. And another person said, oh, I can tell you're gonna be with someone white. I'm out of here. And he literally married someone white. Another person, I remember when he performed on Soul Train, Wild Times of the Year it was, because look, we was opening the doors and allowing white people to come in those spaces and perform. They wasn't really doing that on American Bandstand. We had to strong arm people to get up on there, but and MTV. But it's funny how the black shows was all for giving opportunities and things of that nature. Let's see what some more people are saying. Another said, at least he know his place, because baby, he was fine white boy. And she was like, don't tell nobody, CTFU, child, the secret's coming out. Another person says the actor from a preppy TV series that only allowed 3 black actors to be featured in 10. Really? This is what we doing? First of all, y'all act like that Brian Austin Green created 90210. That was an Aaron Spelling show. So if anybody you want a windmill on that's still alive and could probably take the lashes, hit Tori up and ask her why her daddy only allowed token blacks to be on the show. Why would you blame Brian Austin Green for that? He's an actor who was happy to get a part. He don't have a say in who gets to be in the casting. Some of y'all, I just be feeling like some of y'all need to be smacked. Now, the article also went on to say Green, who dated 90210, because speaking of Tori Spelling, he also dated her, and Tiffany Thiessen played, as y'all know, David Silver for 10 seasons of the teen drama that aired from 1990 to 2000. And I'm not mad at over with this whole situation. And I was trying to see if there was anything else to add, but I feel like I showed the videos and all the stuff that said all that need to be said. And it's sad that, you know what, maybe it was too early for his time, because we wouldn't really embrace a white rapper in hip hop until the late 90s into the 2000s with Eminem. And I think like since then, I don't know if we've ever had somebody that matches Eminem's caliber in regards of a respected white rapper who respects the genre. I used to get pissed at MTV because y'all used to try to overhype him, because it's like, oh look, we got our great white hope. So now let's flourish him with all this stuff, while Eminem genuinely cared about the art of rap. But I saw the little shenanigans and tomfoolery that MTV and them was trying to do over there to prop him up to be this big megastar. When I don't think he minded the success, but he was genuinely someone that loved the art of the music, similar to Brian Austin Green. So shout out to y'all, Brian and Tichina. And it said that y'all weren't able to get together, but who knows? I mean, I don't know if she's married, and I don't know. Well, I don't think he's with somebody right now, or he's done with Megan Fox. But I don't know if they would actually, since y'all older, y'all think y'all might want to rekindle that, kind of like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Oh, wait a minute, that's not a good analogy or a good example. Because remember, they reignited their flame, and we saw what happened with that after 2 years. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Well, y'all shaka did to hear this news that Brian Austin Green and Tichina Arnold hooked up back in the day at the height of their careers. You know, him on 90210 and Pamela Martin. So saw that Martin Lawrence spoke recently about, oh my God, who was the artist who was out here talking about that Martin was, the way they was coming at Pam and all that stuff was colorism. And he was basically like, that's how we talked back in the day. We would just get on people and rank and do all other stuff. I swear to Christ, a lot of you new generation people, y'all get on my goddamn root canal nerve where y'all be trying to come in here with y'all little theses and citations on things that would the way they were back in the day before you was even having the vernacular to understand how things were 20, 30 some odd years ago, when you wasn't even a thought in your daddy's balls to be up in here speaking on old shows. But that's a whole nother topic for, who was it, Ari Lennox that said that? Hello, airbrain behind. But anyway, so that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.